What's up, guys? Top of the morning. I know it's early in the morning, but I would have went live late yesterday, but I went to sleep and had a long day, and so I'm up early. Early bird catches the worm. But guess what? There's leaked footage of the Carmelo Anthony incident. Okay, everybody's saying it. Willie D shared it on his video, and now it's laughable. This is completely laughable at this point. I'm looking at the footage, and I'm gonna talk about that in a second because the leak footage is out there, and Willie D showed it, and these people are lying. They're creating a narrative. This is almost like Bigfoot now. This is gonna become a Bigfoot conspiracy theory now. Is Bigfoot? This is Bigfoot now. You know how people showing pictures of Bigfoot? They're showing pictures of Bigfoot, man. Listen, I saw the leak footage. Okay, I saw the leak footage, and you can see somebody racing up the bleachers. You cannot make out who it is. You cannot. You cannot make out who it is. You don't know what's going on. It's just too far away. But they're saying what Willie D said was you could tell that these people have a narrative. You could tell they're working for somebody, and no matter what the lie is, they're still pushing forward a narrative. They work for somebody. So he looked at the footage, Willie D, and he said, "That right there, family, that's further supports his innocence." From a Bigfoot video, you can't see nothing. What do you mean it further supports? What do you mean it further supports his case? You know, the thing is, it's not what nobody really cares about the truth. Really, a lie is better. They want to, as long as certain people have a certain confirmation bias. Okay, they believe that he's innocent, so they want to they seek out videos that support that. I'm not like that. I'm in the middle. I want to know the truth. I don't care what it is, how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to see somebody go away for 35 years? Yes, if he did the crime, because that could have been me he stabbed. But see, if it was me he stabbed, you guys wouldn't care. If it was me he stabbed. So yeah, I don't mind the 35 years. Actually, I would have gave him more, actually. 35 is not enough for this. It's not. I saw the leak footage, and it doesn't prove anything. But one thing I did see was it didn't show a group of people. It did not. It did not show a group of people rushing one person. I couldn't make out the two individuals, but it was only two individuals. I could not make out saying it didn't look like it was a massive group of people rushing one person. And it's sad, people have a narrative, and to to give you information no matter what. This is becoming now a Bigfoot conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, he really did get jumped. The fact of the matter is, Carmelo said he didn't get jumped. He didn't say that to the police. He didn't get jumped. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that. It's a Bigfoot conspiracy now, man. You say you think the video is fake. It could be. I didn't even see no tent. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. I didn't even, you're right about that. I didn't even see no tent, yo. So now Willie D said, "This is the video, family. This further supports." And see, here's the thing. The good thing about this is, no matter what they say, no matter how many lies they say, he's still not getting out because the facts are the facts. So they could just go continue with this narrative until they blue in the face. Eventually, this will die down and they'll forget about it and move on to something else. But we haven't had a good race case in a long time. We were due for one because that's what the media does. Like they want us divided. They want us to start a race war, but it's not happening. You know why? People are worried about their gas prices. You know what I'm saying? Their pockets are too dry to have a race war. Oh, no, 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 no. It's actually the reverse. The more broke people are, the more prone to them crashing out, right? But people are not doing that. They don't want to risk that. They don't want to do that. Because if so, it would have happened already. And now, what's the other one? The other one. Like I said, it's the video. Willie D. He's not even ashamed of himself because he know that there's a good portion of his audience that's gonna believe him, no matter how foolish he looks. They're gonna believe him. And then these people, everybody don't see the original video now. You notice that? Everybody saw the video. Everybody. And they're having panels and stuff like that sitting up there lying. Okay? Our people is, man, some of our people is fucked up, man. I'm just telling y'all this. There's some effed up people out here. And Secret Service Sam was the one that leaked the video footage. He was the one that did it on TikTok. Let me explain something about Secret Service Sam real quick. He was at the Diddy trial and he put forth the narrative that everybody know wasn't true. He thought he was going to be able to get away with it, but some of us out there was like, no, he lying. And then somebody came forward and said, bro, you lying. Why are you lying? And they confronted him on their video. And then he said, well, oh, I had it wrong. But he never corrected his audience. He blatantly lied. Blatantly. He lied. Okay? He's what you call, he just jumps on the case. He don't care about this case, but it's getting him a lot of views. And just because he white and he figures somebody gonna believe him. So that's where I come in because I saw him at the Diddy trial. I know he's lying. I don't believe nothing he says. And but you guys don't know that because you weren't there. And we're getting drowned out. The truth is getting drowned out. The people, the real people that don't have no agenda, is they're getting drowned out by Willie D and them. This is a foolish situation. This is the most foolish case I've ever witnessed. We have court for a reason, and here's the other narrative: the judge retired because of the Carmelo Anthony case. That's what they're saying now. He retired because of he already said he was going to retire way before he took on the case. He was set to retire. He was set to retire. But thank God for the facts. And the only thing that I wish the judge would have done is made it so that cameras could be in the courtroom. Because cameras weren't in the courtroom, that's the reason why this thing is going the way it's going. People are saying, "Oh, this is that, and this is this, Bigfoot that." Bigfoot has just entered the chat now. Straight up, this is a Bigfoot case now. Okay, this is a Bigfoot case. He sat there and looked at a video that you couldn't see nothing, nothing, no tent, no nothing. Okay. He said, well, I think like to think Secret Service Sam. Oh my God. It's the blind leading the blind, hell. This is the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? The blind. And I'm it's like on the internet, the internet is dangerous now because it's the blind leading the blind. I'm watching a cat, right? He's encouraging people to come to Thailand. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I'm doing great out here. I'm doing no, he's not doing great out there. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay. No, he is not. He is trapped out there. But y'all don't know that. But you know, for people that's tapped in, I'm getting word on the streets out there. This dude is trapped out there and he's trying to make as much money as he can to get home. But you wouldn't know that. You have to discern. You have to see who's lying and who's not. This a Bigfoot case now. I saw the video. It's a Bigfoot case now, yo. I didn't see no tent in the video. None. Where's the tent? There was a tent there. Or maybe the tent was off to the side because this person was supposed to be recording with their meta glasses. Okay. Texas is a weird place. It is. Texas is a weird place, and our demographic is weird, yo. We weird, yo. It's crazy. We weird, yo. So I know some people are weird. Some people. You got weird people in every demographic. There's some weird people covering this shit, yo. They are weird as fuck, but they have an agenda. They have an agenda. They're working for somebody. Somebody they have been compromised, and they working for somebody. They know it too, because they will not. I'm the boogeyman. They will. And you know the crazy part about it is they watch me because they be quoting me and shit. And this dude wanted to say my name so bad. He said, "Well, I be in the clouds watching somebody." He almost mentioned me. He almost did. He almost mentioned the boogeyman. He almost mentioned the boogeyman, yo. He almost mentioned me. And they have an agenda, and and they don't like the fact that I'm covering this because some people, some people gonna see it for what it is. They're lying. Okay, so this leak video, if you saw the thumbnail, do you see a tent in that thumbnail? Go back and look at the thumbnail real quick and see if you see a tent. If you do, you do. But the thing is, on the video, I don't see a mob of people trying to jump somebody. I don't see it. So the theory is now, guys, he was jumped. Even though he didn't say that to the police. Even though he didn't have a mark on him. Okay? He didn't have a mark on him, but he was jumped. He's not gonna get no relief. Let me tell you something. I had made a prediction way before the case. You guys, some people remember when this trial first started, I said he's guilty already. He's guilty. Then I had made a prediction. I said the deliberations are not gonna last no more than 2 hours. And I was right. And I said he's gonna be found guilty on murder one. I was right. Let me make another prediction real quick. This is an easy case though. This is easy. I will bet anybody on this. I will bet the house on this. When he gets to the appeal, he's going to lose. He's not going to get no relief in the appeal. Then he's going to go on to the next stage. They're going to deny it. They're going to side with the original court's decision. Then he's going to get to the next stage with he's going to bring up the other stuff with the jury. They're going to deny it. Then he's going to eventually file a writ of certiorari. They're going to deny it. The Supreme Court is not going to hear this case. They're not. At the end, when it's all said and done, he's going to do about 25 years or more. That's how this is going to work. That's it. Lock away and throw away the key. That's what's going to. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people is pulling at your heartstrings because he's so young. Guys, people kill each other every day, and y'all don't talk. We don't care. Kids kill each other every day. There was a shooting at the Knicks parade. There was a shooting. Did you know that? No, you don't care. There was a shooting. They caught the person, but there's reckless behavior every day. Teens are killing teens, and young people, 20-year-olds are killing 20-year-olds every day. You guys are not making the Julio Fulio case a conspiracy. Why not? Because it involved black people killing Julio Fulio. That's why. That's not a conspiracy. Okay, you moved on. Okay, they found guilty. Let's move on. But now you got this. He's accused of killing the white kid. Now all of a sudden everybody interested. This ain't about race because if you look at they said if you look at the people that was under that tent, there was people that looked like Carmelo Anthony in that tent telling him to get the fuck out of there. So is that about race? No, this is not a race case. I said in the beginning, this wasn't a case that you're supposed to be mad about. He made a mistake and he got to do the damn time. You said it can't be the same. So why are they passing that video off as the truth? Because Secret Service Sam did it. That's why. That's why. And people are believing him too. Ooh, he's Secret Service Sam. Secret Service Sam. He said that Secret Service Sam. You know what I feel like happened? I feel like I went to sleep maybe about 5 years ago and I woke up into another reality. It's the same reality, but I'm on a different timeline. That's what I feel like. I feel like something happened after they did that Hadron Collider. Something happened. After that Hadron Collider, something happened. Because we wouldn't have felt it if it destroyed us and we wouldn't have felt it. Something happened around that time. And I know that's the now I'm sounding like Bigfoot. That's a Bigfoot. See how it turned into a Bigfoot conspiracy? This is Bigfoot. Hey guys, could you give me a like real quick? Because y'all give them other ass, you give them other idiots a like. Why can't I get a like, yo? Y'all get them other idiots a like, and they sitting up there lying. All right, you want me to lie? That's what you want me to lie real quick. If you want me to lie, press one. Because I could give you. Listen, I have more of a vivid imagination than they do. If I really wanted to push the narrative, I would be the best ever at it. Damn, I can't even get a like. All right, cool. Forget it. Don't give me no like then. I'm not asking for no more like. Don't give it to me. All right, so check this out, right? I can sit here and lie to you. You want me to lie to you real quick? Press one if you want me to lie. I could I could I could sit here and prove to you that that video is real. I could paint it in such a way that I can make you think, yeah, he got jumped, guys. I could do that if you want. You want me to lie? Guys, if you look at the original booking photo, okay? Look at his right eye. Go back and look real quick. Somebody go look. Look at his right eye. You see how droopy it is? That is, and you see how red and droopy it is compared to the other one? That is clear indication that he has a black eye. But what they did was they used a Gaussian blur effect on Photoshop to cover it up. How do I know that they used a Gaussian blur effect on Photoshop to cover it up? Because that's what I do. I'm very proficient at Photoshop, but now that AI is the way it is, I don't have to use it anymore. So now you get it. He really did have a black eye. I don't even feel right saying that. I don't even feel right saying it, man. I don't feel right saying it. His face was untouched. The reason why his eyes, he was crying. It looked like he had been crying. And now somebody came up, right? They made a comment saying, "Yeah, my big bro said that he's housed with him and he's good. He's good. How the fuck is he good and he locked the fuck up? How is he good, yo? What you mean he's good? You know what I'm saying? He's good. He's in the unit, the Wallace Pack. Everybody know he in the Wallace Pack unit. Yeah, my big bro called me and he's with Karmelo in the Wallace Pack unit. He's good. He's good. No, you're not. No, he's not good. He want to be home driving his automobile with his beautiful girlfriend. Okay? He wants to be home in his luxury house, driving his car, chilling with his beautiful girlfriend. Okay? With his PlayStation or his Xbox, waiting for Grand Theft Auto to come out. Okay? He wants to be there when Grand Theft Auto come out. He wants to have his iPhone back. Okay? He wants to be in the room looking at his Jordans, all his Jordans that he have. No, he is not good. No, he's not. No, he is not, because I would not be good. Okay? I would not be good. Knowing that he made a mistake. I mean, he made a bad decision that he wish he could take back. He said to the police officer in the police report, "It's not alleged. I did it." The police officer said, "Well, I don't know if he's gonna make it." He said, "He's gonna be okay. Is he gonna live? He's gonna make it." And he started crying, really. He started crying. Because he know at that very moment he fucked up. At that very moment. At that very moment, he fucked up. Okay? That was savage. It was so savage that it still had matter on the knife. It had bone matter on it. That's how savage it was. Very savage. But you got people, they still trying to push forward this narrative. Even the people that's been there, I'm watching them. Some of them was at the Diddy trial. One of them said he was set up. Oh, he was set up and this and that. No, he was not set up. No, he was not. There was other people from other schools under that tent. They got into a jaw-jacking situation, and that's what happened. Where were all these people at with all these murders that took place in the hood? Where were they at? Because they don't care when we kill each other. They don't. You know the crazy thing is, I have to say it. They don't care when we kill each other. They don't. They don't. They don't care because it's not sensationalized. They don't care. They only care if it's involving somebody white. That's it. That's how it works. They don't care that Rex Heuermann killed all these people, the Gilgo Beach murders. They didn't care. Where were they at with the Rex Heuermann case? Where were they at? Oh, typical white serial killer. We don't care about that. Nah, that ain't pushing forth a race narrative. They they ain't pushing forth a race narrative. Nah. We good on that. We good on that. Okay. Where was they at with the Markeith Lloyd case out of Florida? Oh, black guy killing his black girlfriend, a black cop. Oh, nah. We don't want to be a part of that. Well, I was a part of that. I reported on that. That didn't get a lot of fanfare because people don't care. Okay. That's why I know a lot about the legal system. I've been doing this since Aaron Hernandez case. I've been following case after case after case. I followed a case out of Ohio involving a white girl that killed her baby and she got off. I followed that case. I followed a case out of Massachusetts where a girl encouraged her then online boyfriend to off himself. I covered that case. Where were you? Where were these people at? These so-called trial followers. Where were they at? They would nowhere to fucking be found. They were sitting there talking about fucking gossip. That's what they were doing. Then all of a sudden, they fucking experts on everything. Okay? See, the thing is, the realest people that's giving like just straight up, straight information, they don't get a lot of fanfare on here. But if I was a part of the organization, okay, Max, can you we got a narrative to push. You just say Carmelo innocent and this and that. I probably get a lot of views. This shit is rigged. I'm gonna start naming names and I'm gonna start calling them out. because I was there at the Diddy trial and I saw what they were doing and I saw the meetings. I saw the meetings. I saw money being exchanged. Did you know money was being exchanged to certain vloggers? I got it on video. I got it on video, but I don't. I have to be careful with showing you that because I don't want these people coming after me. They were literally paying people. Here's a few dollars. You're doing good with your videos. This one dude went up to this vlogger. He said, "Man, you're doing good with the videos. Here you go." But it still didn't work because then he still had to go to jail. Still didn't work. I'm not saying that Diddy paid these people, but they were watching certain people. They didn't like me. They didn't. They considered me like a he's not somebody you can control. But they were looking at me though. They would speak. They would. But I wasn't somebody they can control, you know what I'm saying? They knew who I was though. And Diddy, check this out, guys. Let me tell you if you didn't know this. Diddy knew who all the vloggers were. All the YouTubers, Diddy knew who they were. That's a whole fact. And check this out. One of his people approached me in court. This was in the overflow room. And it was weird because he was looking around the courtroom and he saw me and he like, oh shoot. And then he came right over to me. And he was like, he just sat down. He was like, yeah, so what do you think is gonna happen? And he said, what are your thoughts on this and that? I think he thought I was gonna be like, nah, man, the dude is guilty and this and that. He thought so. I said, nah, he more than likely would be found not guilty. He said, really? Why? I said, because this is bullshit. This is not a RICO case. And you could tell he kind of changed his stance because they were targeting me because I got followed to my car. But God only protect fools and babies because I'm a fool. So that's why I was protected because I'm not afraid of anything. So God, they say God protect fools and babies. So I was protected. So I was followed from the courthouse one time, and I dipped off. I saw that I was being followed. It was this strange dude, and then there was another dude in the courtroom that me and him locked eyes, and I knew he was a killer. I knew he was. You could see in his eyes that he's killed before. He's an assassin. You could see it. So I got stories on the trial that I'm gonna talk about, but he was straight an assassin. He had a sports suit on, like a blazer and some slacks. But it was like you could tell that he never get dressed up like that. He had to get dressed up for court to try to blend in. But he was a straight assassin. Straight assassin. He was a killer. And how do I know? The spirit told me. He looked at me and he would not look away. He locked on me. I locked on him. I said, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Because I'm not looking away. If he looking at me like that, I'm not looking away. So he just looked at me. Me and him, it almost lasted maybe a minute. He could have been ex-military, but I could tell he was a killer. So then he locked on to somebody else. And then he was just looking around at everybody. He had this like grumpy look on his face. And nobody noticed him but me. Nobody. It was during a break. Everybody was just so busy talking. Even the guards didn't notice him. I said, yo, this is a fucking movie, yo. Only I'm the one noticing him. I think Gene noticed him. I think so. Because Gene was kind of like, like looking at everybody watching his back. But that dude was looking around. Yeah, you could tell he was a straight killer. Straight killer, yo. You could tell. And I did see Big Gene there and all that type of stuff. I did see that. But I do have some stories about that I'll tell you later. But a lot of the players, they now in a Carmelo Anthony case. And they're lying. They're lying. Straight up. They straight up lying. Now, if I wanted to get down, if I wanted to get down with their crew, I could have, because I was there with them. I could have got down with them. But the thing is, it's a agency that's supporting them, and they telling them what to say. I saw it firsthand because they approached me on it. This guy, this random dude, it was a J dude. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the J's. He approached me. He was like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" Off to the side. I said, "Yeah. What's going on?" He said, "Yeah, I watch your videos and all that. You said you're very knowledgeable in the law, and you have." He said, "Are you a paralegal or like what is your background?" And I said, I told him, and he was like, "Oh, you just follow cases and stuff." He said, "Yeah." He said, "You're doing a good job." He said, "Listen, um, you think Diddy's guilty, right? He guilty, right? You know, the RICO, he guilty." I said, "I don't know if he's guilty yet." I said, "He's innocent until proven guilty." But I said, "The facts of the matter of this case right now is not leading to a RICO." You should have saw the look on his face. He said, "Well, why? Why do you say that?" And I explained it to him. He said, "All right, well," he said, "maybe your mind will change by tomorrow because more evidence is coming out." And I said, "All right, we'll see. Maybe my mind will change." He said, "All right, I'll be talking to you." So then he left. So then the next day, this some weird shit. I was like being targeted. It's weird. So the next day, I'm sitting up there outside of the courtroom, because they had beautiful views because it was high up. You know what I'm saying? We were high up on these floors. So we could see a lot of Manhattan. So it was just beautiful views. So I'm just sitting there chilling. Another dude come up to me. He said, "Hey, how you doing? I need to talk to you for a minute." I said, "All right, I need to talk to you." He said, "I know you think he's guilty today. He's guilty." I said, "No, the evidence today is proving that it's not a RICO. It's not." He said, "Why do you say that?" And then I was explaining it to him. He said, "Well, let me explain something to you, this and this and that." And then he said, "Yeah, because yeah, this." He was trying to convince me that Diddy was guilty, and he said, "You need to tell your audience that." And you know what he told me? It could be beneficial for you. He said, "Remember, I said that." He said, "I'll be talking to you, but it could be very beneficial for you." All right, man. He like shook my hand and he walked off. I said, "What the fuck?" So then there was another guy just listening. I said, "What do he mean by beneficial?" The dude did like this with his hands, money. I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, we'll pay you." And he was there. He was with the yo. It was it was like 360, like watching people. It was crazy. I told you guys, I felt like a movie. So yeah, they were like targeting him. And then another guy said, "Who are you affiliated with?" He said, "Are you affiliated with anybody?" I said, "No." He said, "Yeah, I haven't seen you before." He said, "You like I haven't seen you before." I said, "Yeah, I used to. I'm up here for the trial." He said, "You all the way up here for the trial?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm all the way up here for the trial. That's right." Yeah, because he was like, "Are you affiliated with Sean Did Puffy Combs?" No, I'm not affiliated with Sean Puffy Combs. They thought so. They were trying to like figure out if I was working for Diddy or not, and then they were trying to say, it's beneficial. Things could work out. Like it was crazy. I felt like I was in a movie. That's what I felt like. Felt like I was in a movie, man. And then it was some strange dudes. They were straight from the neighborhood. They were out there to intimidate. That was hilarious. This one dude showed up. He said, "Man, all of y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. All you black vloggers. You black, no, you black YouTubers." Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. You know what I'm saying? He said something might happen today to y'all. Yo, we was all standing online, right? This was after the verdict. This dude started like trying to intimidate people. I said, man, your cries are falling on deaf ears. Why you say that, homeboy? Why you say that? I said, you see all these feds around? Look at all these feds. And the cop started laughing. You said you learn English. Wait a minute. I don't. What is that? Let me see. What are y'all talking about? But yeah, he said, yeah, home. I said, you falling on deaf ears. He said, wow, what you talking about? I said, look at all these feds around. Look at all these U.S. Marshals. Look. I said, go ahead and try something if you want to. You about to get locked up, homeboy. And they started laughing, like the marshals and stuff. And the dude just looked at me with this look, and it was like he was morphing or something. I like he's the devil. He would if he could have did something to me right then and there, he would have, but he couldn't. He's right. He probably looked at me. Yeah, he right. There's a lot of feds around. I said it's nothing illegal to talk shit. You know the crazy thing is, guys, it's not illegal to talk crap. It's not illegal. Oh, person outside, but it's not legal. I know. I was just trying to figure out what you were talking about. I wanted to see if I could add, maybe add that to this right here. But actually, I am actually what you just said. I said there's too many feds around. Guys. It was I never seen so many U.S. Marshals in my life. Guys, did you know they had U.S. Marshals disguised as cameramen? It was crazy. They had U.S. Marshals sitting with us in the trial. There was this dude, random dude, just like looking at us. You could tell he was a cop. It was crazy. But I guess they had to do that for security reasons. And then what happened was, yo, guys, I felt like I was getting targeted. So when I had, well, when you go through the security checkpoint, you got to check your phone in and stuff. This guy came up to me. He was one of the guards. He said, "So what are you doing here again?" I said, "I'm here to watch the trial." I said, "It's open to the public, right?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "You got a YouTube page or something?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What's the name of it?" And I told him. He said, "What's the name of it again?" And he said, "Okay, cool. I want to check it out." They wanted to see what I was up to. They did. I was marked. They wanted to see what I was up to because, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They wanted to see what I was up to. I think they were trying to get a read on me or something. So then the next day, another marshal came. He's like, "Yeah, I heard you had a YouTube page." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, just don't, say nothing crazy." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I'm not. I'm not saying nothing crazy. I'm a reporter." He said, "Oh, okay, cool, like a journalist." I was like, "Yeah." But I thought it was fun though. Like, because I felt like I was in a movie. That's why. And then one day I walked in with the family. It wasn't on purpose. I was waiting online. We would go in groups of 5. And so it was my group going. I was the last person to go in. And next thing you know, the family was walking right behind me and they went past me because they don't have to wait online. So Quincy was there and a bunch of them. So when I had, they were waiting for Mama Combs to, go through the checkpoint. So after she went through the checkpoint, I was right behind her and I was walking with her and they all was walking to the elevator, but I waited. And I remember Celebrity, she was like, "Yo, let's get on the elevator with him." I said, "I'm not doing that. I'm not getting on the elevator with him because it's like I'm want to be with them or something. I don't want to get on the elevator with them." She said, "Come on, they have room. I'm not doing that." And matter of fact, they didn't have room. It was like all the kids were there, even the girls. They did not have room for us to get on the elevator, but they watched me. They literally, when I was standing in front of the elevator, when they were looking, they were smiling. I think they thought something was funny because what happened was the day prior, I got off on their floor, didn't even know that was the floor Diddy was on because I was in the overflow room. So when I had got off the floor, I had to use the bathroom bad because I was holding it. And I said when I got off the bathroom, I said, "Where is the bathroom?" I said, "Man, where's the bathroom?" She said, "Is that way?" I said, "Whoo!" So I went running. They were laughing. So then when I came out, I said, "Whoo, man, how do you spell relief?" Oh, that felt some kind of good. And they looked like they were like turning red, holding in their laughter. They were looking at me, right? So the next day I saw them like they were getting on ever, they were like laughing. They was like, there he go right there. You know what I'm saying? So but anyway, it was an experience, but I saw some of the vloggers, it's like, man, they've been compromised, man. Not all of them. I'm not talking about all of them because there's some cool vloggers that I met. Mel was cool. Watching the world 777. He's cool. He was out there every day. He was also at the Trump trial with the Trump court day. He was there too. He was sitting in there with Trump. So he managed to get in there. He had a press pass. He was sitting in there with Trump, man. But yeah, man, it was an experience. So that's how I know some of these people being compromised. It's just crazy. You say you surprised you weren't slipped a card to find in your pocket? Uh-uh. I was aware of everything. But I stood out though. Like I stood out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I just stood out like a sore thumb, yo. I did not fit in at all. You know how you just try to blend in? I did not blend in. Just like everybody, because everybody was aware of everybody. That wasn't the environment that you can just fit in because there was so many feds around, everybody watching. And yeah, so Diddy, like I said, man, it was a crazy situation. But it was cool at the same time. I'm glad I witnessed it. I learned a lot about the process. Just like right now, the same thing is kind of going on, but on a smaller scale. Now, what's going to be real big is the Luigi case, but I guarantee you these vloggers ain't going to show up for that because it's involving a white guy killing another white guy. They ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? But that case is going to be big though. That's going to be big. I know Mel will be there. Watching the World 777 will be there. He definitely going to be there. He covered his stuff. But he was at the Carmelo trial. And when I was listening to him talk, I said, "Oh shit." He going to put when he get the transcripts, that's when it's all going to come out. But during the transcripts. Because they keep trying to tell us that the video was manipulated. Now, here's the thing. I want to say this. The video may have been manipulated because both sides, they agree on what they want the jury to see. Both sides agree on it. So if the video was chopped up a little bit, yeah, that's not out of the ordinary. Because some people say, well, Max, there's an extended version. Yeah, but they chopped it up because that's what both sides agree that they want the jury to see. But as far as a secret video out there showing that he was jumped, that's not the case. I bet you it's not. I can bet money on it. I wish we could bet this on Kalshi. Like I'll bet $1,000 on Kalshi right now that he's not going to get no action in the appeal. I could bet $1,000. It's not working. I know Texas. They don't know Texas. They don't remember the Cameron Todd Willingham case. How they put a white guy to death for no goddamn reason. See, they don't know this. I know this. And guess what? They face no repercussions for doing it. It was arson that killed his daughters. It was no, not arson. It was an electrical fire. They said it was arson. After the fact, it was they found out it was electrical fire. They faced no repercussions. You know what? You know what the governor said? Well, he was a bad guy anyway, and that was it. That's what you're dealing with Texas. So if they claim that there was a cover up, you don't want this to be a cover up because if it was, it is they're gonna continue to cover it up. They are trying hard to spin their own narratives. The fact of the matter is, Chantel, this happens every day. Kids kill kids every day. I bet you if he had a gun in his bag, he would have used it. You said there's Carmelo side wasn't on his side, but it's a little question out there that Carmelo Anthony's side. What does that mean? You mean his attorney? That could be it. That could be it. You said black and black crime is not publicized. Why not? Like, why don't people get down on that? Is it because it happens so frequently, or people don't care? Crime need to stop. Like these senseless killings. But you know what? Nobody care about that. So let's move on. The people, yes, the people there to help them didn't. Yeah, you talking about his people? Yeah, they were. They guys. What happened was that his spokesperson he said that he wasn't jumped. Them people were there to leech. But guess what? There's a lawyer that will come along. Yeah, I could take his case. $1 million. I'm gonna get him some relief, and mess around and don't get him no relief. But they still got paid though. So they really got to vet their attorneys properly. And the crazy thing about it is he looks so young, man. Not the bald head photo, the photo he took before that. He looks mad young. I mean, he is young, but just to see he like a baby, man. That's crazy. Now he's never gonna be the same. Now that he walking that line now, he's never gonna be the same. They lost their baby now. He's gonna become like institutionalized. You said they're both kids. I know. Both of them were. That's what I see. But see, kids don't know the system. This system, man, they always gonna have people locked up, yo, because people don't learn, yo. You gotta keep your hands to yourself. And the twin, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to keep his hand to himself because he was in his feelings. Because Carmelo sitting up there punking him, really popping it. And then Carmelo felt some type of way because he got hands put on him. It's crazy. They listen to that damn music. That music is not helping us on a lower frequency. Even though, you know what? That don't matter because we've been killing each other. We've been doing it. In the 70s, 80s. The 80s used to be worse, okay? Because of that whole crack situation, people trying to kill each other over a block. Do you realize how so many people died and got locked up? It's amazing. That was almost like a hydrogen bomb, an atom bomb dropped on us. It's crazy. I know somebody right now, he's just getting out of prison. You know when he went in? 1988. And he's just getting out. He got out last year. You know the crazy thing is, he been in so long. It's just his you could see the development in his personality. There's a gap there in his development because he went in as a kid. And he's still like he's talk like an adult, but he have these bouts where he acts like a kid. Because there was like a gap there. It's crazy. He didn't do anything to collect Social Security. He didn't build anything up like that. He don't have anything. And I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people that died. Guys, I've been to so many funerals that is not normal. That's how many funerals I've been. I think in my lifetime, let me see. The first funeral I went to was my kindergarten classmate. The very first funeral, he died when we was in kindergarten, and I never forget it. We were coming home from school, and a lady hit him, and he got dragged under the car on Evergreen Street in East Orange, on Evergreen over there by where Club 88 used to be at. For people that is from Jersey, it happened right there. And the school we were going to was George Washington School in East Orange. That's where we went to school at. But then after that, I went to Our Lady of the Valley. I went to Our Lady of the Valley in Orange because I transferred. And I had an accident right after and then the second, the bogeys, you talking about bogeys. And then the second incident also happened in first grade. That involved two of my kindergarten classmates again, but I was at another school when this happened. Malik, it was the twins named Malik and Stevie. Malik got his head cut off in the elevator. So this is some shit that I witnessed. I mean, not I witnessed, but I had to go to these funerals, and I'm young and shit. And then, like I said, other people, family members and stuff like that, and then throughout the years in high school and um yeah, it's not normal. Then a couple of my friends, they died, they got set up, and one guy got kidnapped in Atlanta. They found his naked body in the park, in Centennial Park in Atlanta, because he was sitting up there messing with people money. And we told him not to go back to Atlanta because he's sitting up there messing with them Jamaicans and messing with their money. And they finally caught up to him. It was over guns. They gave him money to get some guns, and he took their money and blew it. And he went right back out there, and they kidnapped him. So that funeral, that was in damn, what it was before the 2000s hit. That funeral was in '98. Then Hal, that's Academic's cousin. He died in I think he's related to Academics. I think so. How, because Academics, his people, let me tell you something. His people, Academics, there's something he's not telling people. I bet you nobody ever tried to press Academics because he got people around him that are killers. He got people around him. I know for a fact. They do not play. They do not play. See, Academics, he's not in our generation. He's two generations behind us. You know what I'm saying? No, one generation behind us. But I know them Jamaicans. I know some of them personally. Yes, indeed, they do not play, and they're his family members. I remember Hal, man. He died in Maryland. They set him up, and he owed them. They owe him money. They found him in an abandoned building and set the building on fire. This shit is not normal. I was just thinking about this the other day. It's life though, you know what I mean? It's life, but I was like, man. And some of these people, they didn't have to get in the street life because their parents worked hard and provided a good life for them, put them through private school. But it don't matter sometimes. Your parents can work hard, give you a good life, put you through private school, and you still go out here and get in some criminal activity. It's crazy. That same thing with Mello. Carmelo, his family worked hard and gave him an upper middle class lifestyle, and he still went out there and got into some funk. He got into the funk. Yeah, it's money. They want that fast money. I get it. To 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 impress these chicken heads. You remember Project Pat Chicken Head? To impress these chicken heads. It's crazy. To impress these chicken heads. I remember I was on a bus one time. Because I had to go get my car. I had took the bus and she said, I don't date nobody on no bus. That's what she said. She said, you got to be paid. And I was just sitting there laughing because she didn't even believe what the fuck she was saying. I was just laughing. But it's crazy out here, man, the environment. It's a game, guys. It's just, we all along for the ride, yo. That's it. That's the only thing I could explain this life. We all on this planet. This planet is traveling through outer space. We on this spaceship just having fun. There's some crazy shit on this spaceship, though. The Peppermint Lounge. You from Jersey? If you meant the Peppermint Lounge, you must be from Jersey. You gotta be. If you just said the Peppermint Lounge. If you know about the Peppermint Lounge, that's where Anthony Mason used to hang out at back in the day. Rest in peace to Anthony Mason, New York Knicks. Okay, so you already know the Peppermint Lounge. You got to be around my age too to remember the Peppermint Lounge. You remember back in the day when we got our cars, when we first got our cars, right? On it's either Friday or Saturday night. Oh, you from the bricks? Okay, you from Brick City? Okay, you from look. Hold on, watch this. No, watch this. You from down the hill? You heard me? You from down the hill. That's how we used to say it back in the day. It from people from north. You from down the hill. Because you know what I realized? You are from down the hill. Because if you take 280, you going up the hill, right? I had figured this out when I was a kid. Like we going up 280, we going up the hill. When you going down 280 to get back to North or wherever you at, 22, you going down the hill. So yeah, you from down the hill. If anybody don't know. Oh, red bricks. Yeah, them streets. That's what made Newark. You know, Newark is very unique. Um, Newark is very diversified. There's different. Newark is a huge city, and it borders a lot of cities border Newark. It's a lot of. It's very unique. Newark is very unique, man. It's very diverse. You got Branch Brook Park. That's like historic. Weekway Park, the Weekway section. You got the Ironbound. You down in the neck. Um, yeah, down in the neck. Everything it borders Elizabeth. Everything Newark is very unique, yo. I don't know how to explain Newark. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain Newark. Yeah, it's definitely hard to explain it. It's a very unique city, man. It used to be an industrial city. A lot of jobs were taken away back in the day. And then Newark, for a long time when we were growing up, Newark didn't recover from those riots. The riots that happened in 1960s. I wasn't alive yet, but the riots that happened in 1960s, it took a long time because Newark, there's a lot of abandoned buildings, stuff burnt down. It was because of those riots. I didn't know that. And now Newark is like it's not the same as it was when we grew up. And the thing is, I don't know if you noticed what they're doing with South Orange Avenue. So like, okay, the section I'm talking about is, you know where Seton Hall University is? All right, so when you pass Seton Hall University and you're on South Orange Avenue going towards Newark, when you go down just a little bit more, those stores there, they all closed down. They're closing all those stores down. So my theory is they're getting ready to do something with that area. Oh, you seen Tretch? You said I seen Tretch with Pocahontas. If you know who that is, Pocahontas, Pocahontas. I don't know. You gotta refresh my memory. I can't remember. I know Tretch though. Um, and you know the thing is, oh, Sally Richardson. Okay, 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 okay. Sally. That's what you call a Pocahontas. Sally Richardson. Yeah, she do look like that. Yeah, Sally Richardson. Okay. I'm about to say. I'm like, wait a minute, Pocahontas. Sally. Yeah, Sally Richardson. He did used to mess with her. Tretch used to mess with her. I mean, Tupac used to mess with her too. He sure did. Sally Richardson. Man, that's a name right there. Sally Richardson. Everybody liked Sally back in the day. And Kadada Jones. Um, yeah, man, that should be back in the day. I don't know if you ever went to KG cookouts. KG used to have cookouts in Orange back in the day because he lived near Seven Oaks. He lived near Seven Oaks. And he used to have cookouts and stuff. Then Tretch used to have cookouts too on 18th Street. You know, Tretch used to call the 118th Street, but that's not what it is. It's 18th Street. It's all Park Avenue. He used to have cookouts over there too. And KG used to have cookouts. Oh, you live over there now. Okay. Damn, I haven't heard that term in a long time down in the valley. Because you know, I lived in Virginia for so long. I lived in Virginia over 20 years. Yeah, I ain't haven't heard these terms in a long time. The culture of Jersey is still the same. It hasn't changed. But as far as like the way the makeup is now, it's different. There's certain streets. I remember I had to make a delivery one time. I said, I'm not going down that damn street, yo, but it was too much money to pass up. And it's not the same no more. Things have changed. Oh, you used to live in Richmond, Virginia. Me too. On you said Laburnum Avenue? I lived off Parham. What the fuck? I might know you. I lived off Parham for a long time. And I know, everybody call it Parham, but if you're not from there, people say Parham Road. Some people say if you that's how you know people not from around there. They say Parham. It's Parham. And the Powhite. Some people say Powhite. It's Powhite. The Powhite Parkway. Some people say Powhite. That's how you know they're not from there. Yeah, I lived in Richmond, Virginia. I lived over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I worked down there on I used to work on that lab on you know that lab on Carey Street? There's a lab on Carey Street. That's where I used to work at for a long time. And then I moved to another lab on Midlothian. I mean, no, excuse me, in Powhatan. I worked in Powhatan for over 10 years. So yeah, I moved out of Jersey. But I'm back though. I had to take care of my mother. But yeah, I lived in VA for a very long time. But one thing I realized is when you come back here, the culture is the same, but is not the same. I can't explain it. It's not the same, and it changed in a good way because there was some lot of places you couldn't even walk. It was bad as fuck. But now it's not. They don't built all these apartments, and even over there at the shop right, the shop right at the Brick Church, the train station in East Orange. Because that's where I'm from. I used to live over there. Like that's where I grew up. And it's not the same over there. Downtown not the same either. But I tell you what's the same. Penn Station. Oh shit. Penn Station got worse. People live in there. People live in Penn Station. It's always been like that. But Penn Station's the same. It just got a little bit more sketchy, but if you know, you know. You don't it's not gonna affect you if you're from around there. You just keep it moving and mind your business, and nobody will bother you. But it's not crazy to the point something to happen to you. But for people that's not from there, they're scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the people that they live there. That's their home. And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe the cops not doing anything. Listen, the cops, as long as nothing happened, they ain't gonna bother them. Let them talk to themselves. That's what they do, man. Um, but other than that, I mean, Jersey is a very unique place. It is. It's a very beautiful place too. They got some very nice places here. South Jersey, very nice. It looked like the country, South Jersey. But see, nobody acknowledged Central Jersey. Nobody says that. People say, "What the fuck is Central Jersey?" Ain't no such thing. It is a such thing, but nobody acknowledge it. They just say South Jersey. If you're not in Northern Jersey, you're in South Jersey. That's why I say with this case, man, it sparked a lot of attention. Everybody know about this case though. Even people around here. When I ask people, they say, "Yeah, man, they following it." But you know what though? They don't like the fact that he did 30. He gonna do 35. This one lawyer, um, Bruce Rivers, he said 35 years is too much. I'm thinking he probably think he should have got 25. Because 25 in a lot of places is life. But if you got the possibility of parole, you could get out in like 15. But 25 in most places life. So 35 is like more than life. So that's why they're saying it's excessive. You say you haven't been home to Newark. Oh, you left in 2000? You want to go home to see Avon, East Orange? You're not gonna. It's not the same. Even even I haven't been around Camden Middle School area. I have. I don't know what it's like over there. Yeah, they still have no, do they still have Pathmark? I haven't been in Pathmark since I've been back. I've been in ShopRite. I don't know if they still have Pathmark. I didn't see one. Nope, I don't think so. I haven't seen a Pathmark. I see ShopRite. I haven't been. Have I been near Avon? I don't think so. Not yet. I've been through. Actually, I may have. It's kind of changed, man. It's not the same. You know how back in the day you had all the people hanging out. Every now and then you have it. Yeah, Prince and Avon. Yeah, it's not the same, bro. They fixed they changing that stuff around. And you don't even see people hanging out in the street no more. You don't see that. Now I did see that on I forget what street I was on. It was warm that day. You'll see it in pockets of Newark, but it's not the same. Even certain parts of Irvington is not the same. So I mean Irvington Center still look like Irvington Center, but it ain't the same feel. It's hard to explain it though. It's just new people. It's changed. It's a lot of people moving here from New York, um, especially Irvington. Like they finding that they want to live in Irvington. Oh, World Paradise. I went there a few times. You know who I used to see in the Paradiso? Tupac father. I told people Tupac father, his real father, his biological father, used to hang in the Paradiso. He used to be at World Paradise too. Paradiso, World Paradise, and no, excuse me, Cinderella's. He used to be in Cinderella's. I had it mixed up. He used to be in Cinderella's. Hey, what's that hole in the wall spot on Fourth? What is it, Fourth Ave? If I'm saying that right, it's in Irvington, or is it on Clinton? I can't remember. It was all straight not bogeys. No, not bogeys. It's a straight hole in the wall, and where people used to always get robbed, stabbed, and shot, and whatever. Slicks. There you go, Slicks. Dude, I went in Slicks one time in my life. Okay, I went to Slicks one time in my life. Never again. Never again. Because when I went in there, yo, when I went in there, when we was going to the car, we saw somebody getting robbed. When we were going to the car, look, they went past us because we didn't have what they wanted. The dude had a BMW. They went and robbed him and said what up to us. They said what up to us while they get back in the car. That was crazy. I never went there again. It was Slicks. That's a straight hole in the wall. I don't know. You might know my boy Born. He do YouTube videos on here. Born Divine God Allah. He called himself King of New Jersey BTB TV. He from Eastwick. That's how he said he from Eastwick. You know Elizabeth. But he be having some stories too. I don't know why I used to go in them damn spots. I don't know if you remember this dancer. Her name was Success back in the day because Joe Buttons used to go in Cinderella's all the time. This is when that Pump 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 Me Up song came out, right before it came out. Everybody know Joe Buttons used to hang in a go-go spot. And I forget what was the one off Freelandheisen. There was one on Freelandheisen. I can't remember the name. That was another hole in the wall. And believe it or not, there used to be a go-go bar at the hotel by Penn Station. It used to be a small one. That thing got robbed one time and I was in there. And they made everybody hit the floor. And I was under the table. And this old dude came out the bathroom and there was a struggle and they shot and killed him right there. Benny's. That's what the name of it was. Um, yeah, man. I don't know why I used to go to them damn spots, man. You know who used to hang in there? Keith Hamilton. They used to play for the New York Giants. Okay, Benny's on Frelinghuysen. Yeah, it was a Italian guy that used to own it. One time I saw Apache come up in there. This is before he passed away. This is like maybe 4 or 5 years before he passed away, and he was scheming on this dude in there because this dude was talking to him how much money he got. He was slashing all his cash. He had just won. He just got a settlement. Apache and his boy was planning on robbing his ass because I heard him. But the dude went out through the back. The owner took him through the back so he could go home. Because the owner peeped it as well. Yeah, man, Apache. I need a gangster bitch, a gangster boogie. I'm like, man, that's Apache. We were talking to him. But man, I don't know why I used to go in them damn hole in the walls. But you know, them locked doors, every now and then a dancer will invite you back to her crash pad. You know what I'm saying? They had like a little spot and the dancers invite you back. My boy Doug, he used to be addicted to them shits. Rest in peace to Doug, man. He used to be addicted to the damn go-go bars. You know it's bad when we go to the go-go bar, everybody know our name. That's how much we used to go. And you also know it's bad when you order something to eat at the go-go spot. That's how you know you got a problem. Hey, good morning, Ray. That's how you know you have a problem. We had a problem, yo. I think we became addicted. We used to go after work. When you go after work on a weekday, you got a problem. When the dancers didn't require any money from you, you got a problem. When they just become friends with you, that's when you got a problem. When you wish them happy birthday and say how your mother doing, you got a problem, yo. We used to go every single day, and we used to play pool because one of them spots had a pool table. We used to go in there and play pool with and if you playing pool with the dancers, you got a problem. We sitting up playing pool with the dancers, gambling with the dancers. That's how you know you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there, then you order some chicken wings, right, and some fries. That's what we do. You know, that's the go-go meal. Some wings and fries. And those shits be banging. Because Hector in the back is the cook. There's always somebody Mexican in the back that's the cook. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, he's like family. That's Hector in the back. And you don't know, you don't even know if Hector washes his hands or nothing. But them wings be banging. You know what I'm saying? The wings, the fries. Get you a Coke or a Corona and go back to watching the dances. Okay, so check this out. I know you're gonna know this. I'm about to tell you a story, and I know you know this, even though you was in Richmond at the time. It don't matter. You know this story. His name is Khalil Wheeler Weaver, serial killer, and he used to live in Seven Oaks. But let me refresh your memory. He was accused of killing a stripper. I grew up with her on South Harrison. I grew up with her, yo, and they found her eventually in an abandoned building. She used to strip at Cinderella's for a very long time. A lot of people knew her, and her name was Chantel. No, what was it? Yeah, Chantel. That's her real name. But I think Sharice people used to call. I can't remember. But yeah, he killed her, man. Craziness, yo. And he lived in Seven Oaks. He grew up in Seven Oaks in Orange. You know, he came from an upper middle class family of cops. As a matter of fact, his father was a cop. You know what I'm saying? His father was a cop. I know exactly where the house is. And he's considered a serial killer because he killed more than one person. His name is Khalil Wheeler Weaver. Khalil Wheeler Weaver. That was my Masonic brother cousin. Um, you know what I'm saying? But he passed away. Not Khalil Wheeler Weaver, but the guy I knew. He passed away. He died in a motorcycle accident in Orange, right over there by the White Castle. You know the White Castle in Orange. What is Central and Valley Road, whatever that White Castle. He passed away right there at the light. He got hit, and yeah, he got hit, and that was Wheeler Weaver family. That's how when I heard the name Wheeler Weaver, I'm like, wait a minute, I know somebody by that name. Yeah, look up Khalil Wheeler Weaver. And he lived in Seven Oaks, and he went to Orange High School. That's how he did it. He he was a serial killer, and that kind of surprised the neighborhood because he was a quiet kid. He ain't bothering nobody, but here he is being a serial killer. He meet him on the dating apps, and then go kill him. He's sitting up there in Northern State Prison now for the rest of his life. Crazy. His dad used to be is a retired detective. His whole family was cops. Whole family, uncles, everything. They were all in the police department. Some Newark Police Department, and some was on the East Orange Police Department. Yeah, yeah. You said then what was it? You said he got paralyzed right by Zanzibar. Yeah, I know where the Zanzibar at. Um, Zanzibar, man. Damn, you said the Zanzibar. Shit. Yeah, man. Man, them days, man. Them some really bogey, Zanzibar, Club 88. You know, I never been in Club 88. You know that? Never been in there. I was kind of too young when Club 88 was popping. I was kind of too young to get in. I used to stand out in front of there with my bike, but I never been in Club 88. I used to just watch the women online. You know, when the kids, we ride our bike and we know Club 88 is popping at night. We'll ride our BMX bikes over there, look at the girls in line and try to kick it to them. That's what we used to call it, kicking it to them. And the girls say, "Man, get out of here! You too young. You riding a bike." But here's the thing: like sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes, but then now that I think about it, they like pedophiles. They're messing with us. Club 88. Your cousin was a bouncer. The thing is, you remember when Video Music Box used to go there? I was too young, but we used to go ride our bikes over there when Video Music Box used to on the days they used to be recording at Club 88. But I was too young. I remember Louis Rankin came there. Louis Rankin and Shabba Ranks. And I was too young to get in. mad. We was mad till we couldn't get in. You know, like why can't y'all let us in just so we can see Shopper Ranks? They wouldn't let us in. You said you had a white Beamer BMW. Yeah, see, that's back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You had your Beamer. That's back when women judge you on your cars. Remember back in the day, if you had you a nice car, you're gonna get something. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna bag something if you had a nice car. See, I ain't had no car back then. This is back when I was still riding a damn bike. Oh, let me tell you, in my grammar school, these girls is lying. Now that they all adults, they going to been taking advantage of them and shit. All right, now everybody done been taken advantage of now, right? On Facebook because they all got old dudes and stuff and husbands. This girl say, "Yeah, I was taken advantage of." Listen, I tried to kick it to this one girl, right? Back in the day, you asked them to go with you. I tried to ask her to go with me, right? She said, "You ain't got no money." She said, "You ain't clocking or you ain't paid and all this type of shit." And her boyfriend had a Jetta. Used to come pick her up from school. I kid you not. I was tight as hell. And look, here's the thing. She's in eighth grade. What the fuck is he picking up an eighth grader for? He got a Jetta. And he a drug dealer. You see what I'm saying? That's who she was dealing with. Because she thought her ass was grown and sitting up here being fast. And now she gonna sit up here and say she taking advantage of. No, you was a willing participant. Because your ass was fast. You know what I'm saying? And now they sitting up here lying. But they wouldn't talk to us because we ain't had no money. We didn't have no money, nothing. We had BMX bikes. She said, "What am I gonna do? Where you go?" She said, "Where you gonna take me on your bike?" That's what she told me. I said, "To the pizza store, the pizzeria. We can go to the pizza and get some pizza." I always been like funny. You know what I'm saying? People think I'm funny, um, so that was hilarious. I said, "I'll pick you up on my bike. I'll pick you up on my bike." And then I had a dirt bike, a motor dirt bike. You know what I'm saying? It was a it wasn't even a 250 cc. It was like 150 cc. But it was a motor. It took gas. You know what I'm saying? So that was my method of transportation at one point. And I thought I was big time. Here I am in the hood, and I had a bike with you put gas in it. I took that thing all the way to South Mountain Reservation, man, and I was exploring. You see what I'm saying? I know you said, "Damn, you was exploring." Look, back in the day, that's exploring and shit. Going to South Mountain Reservation. You see what I'm saying? Hanging up at South Mountain Reservation, chilling in the park and just chilling. Cause I could. You see what I'm saying? They made it all the way up that damn hill, if you know, to South Mountain Reservation. Over there by where the New Jersey Devils practice at. So I told her well, I could pick you up on my bike. And then I took the bike to school one day. And then she's like, "Oh, you got one of those bikes?" I'm like, "Yep." Parked it. I sure did. I had to lock it up. I put it in the back of the church. Because I went to Our Lady of the Valley. You know what I'm saying? Remember Our Lady of the Valley? It's closed down. There was a Catholic school. I went there. So I had to put the chair. I told Father Ryan, "Let me put this thing in the back so somebody won't steal it." He let me do it. But they would not mess with us, them girls, because they said we were broke. How hard it was to get a girlfriend? Shit, it was hard. You had to really come up with something. Use your mouthpiece. And try to put forth some type of game or something because you weren't going to get no girl back then, especially like 1988, 87, 88, 89. It's hard because the drug dealers had all the young girls. And look, my age, the young girls my age, and all the drug dealers are dating now. craziness, man. Now that I reminisce on it, we had a crazy ass childhood. And I remember one time, that go-go bar that was on Bloomfield Avenue by Bloomfield College. It was a go-go spot. It was a white bar. It was called the White Go-Go. We stuck in there one night. They let us in too. I couldn't believe that shit. We actually sat there. They gave us a beer and everything. We were underage, and they let us chill in there. They was sitting up there playing some Bon Jovi and shit. You know what I'm saying? We was up in there because we lied to them and said we went to Bloomfield College. They said, "Oh, you guys must go to the college." I said, "Yeah, we go to college. We play football and shit." We lied to them. We play a little football, knowing damn well they ain't had no football team. So we sitting up there lying. Oh yeah, people used to shoot at people back in the day. Had the guns. Yeah, 80s was a different time, man. 80s, 90s. That was a man. 80s was a blur because I was a kid, but the 90s was kind of a blur too. It was also a good time too. You know what I mean? Like things were like good and bad at the same time. It was good for legendary movies and hip hop in the 90s. That was the golden era of hip hop was in the 90s. But now, I don't know, man. Those were the good days, man. Like simple days. Things were simple. Yeah, things are so crazy, man. I was telling my friend of mine, I said, shit is just so crazy out here. But you can't really let it get to you. You just do live your life. That's it. That's the only thing you do. Carmelo will get his appeal. That's why I tell people, even though this shit is crazy, he gonna still get an appeal. And whether he have action and appeal is determined on what lawyer he gets. That's it. It's just that simple. Because the whole thing involving them not putting somebody on the jury that look like him, that's a problem. But it's up to what kind of lawyer he gets at the end of the day. If he gets a good lawyer, he gets a good lawyer. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna talk to y'all a little later. Good morning, and I will talk to you